Hello, I'm back from staying over at my grandma's for the week. Eh, it was pretty it was pretty fun over there. I did a job over there, like painting a garage door from one of my grandma's workers. Well, at least I got $50 out of it. So, all right now. Oh, and if you see my camera zooming in and out at random times, I don't know what's happening. Just ignore them. And also, why my video is in black and white? Because I wanted to. So shut the hell up. Anyways, like a week ago, I did a video. I did the video for Spike's Curiosity by Desolate Brony, and I already I did the first chapter already, and now I'm gonna read chapter 2. So yeah, I don't know. I'll probably do chapter 3. I don't know, sometime this week. Maybe after I mow the lawn, but I don't know. Whatever. Alright, let's get this show on the road then. Spike's Curiosity, Chapter 2, Sweetie Doll. Spike awoke to the gentle sun as warm waves of sunlight gleamed before his eyes almost perfectly. He opened his heavy eyes to see he was not in Apple Bloom's room, but rather curled up in his very own bed and was tucked in cozily. He looked around the bedroom and saw that Twilight had already made her bed, and outside the day was soon in the midst of noon. Wait a second, Spike panicked. Wait a second, Spike panicked. The sudden thoughts of the events of yesterday had him skeptical if Twilight had seen anything last night. He couldn't think of anything worse than to have Twilight discover that he did what he did last night. He quickly pushed the steamy thought away due to the possibility of Twilight walking in on his erection. He slowly got up to his feet and began his day as he threw his basket on the blanket on the floor and began his way downstairs. As he descended from the stairs, he noticed that Twilight had already been studying at her desk and was in deep concentration in her work. "Hey, Twilight," Spike greeted. "Oh, hey, Spike. Glad you're awake," Twilight acknowledged, although her eyes were still on the paper, jotting something down. Spike headed down towards the kitchen and made himself the usual jelly sandwich. He skipped the first slice and prepared the jam for his breakfast, along with the gem or two for later. Spike sat down with his late breakfast and looked at Twilight tentatively. Twilight, do you remember what happened last night?" he asked hesitantly. "Oh, last night?" Twilight said, putting a hoof to her chin as she recollected her memories. "Oh yeah, last night we had a party at Applejack's, and when it was over, Applejack found you and Applebloom sleeping in her bedroom, so I carried you home," Twilight explained as she heard the baby dragon sigh. "What a relief," Spike thought. Twilight looked at him inquiringly. "Are you okay, Spike?" Twilight asked in question to Spike's unusual reaction. "Huh? Oh, nothing," Spike said, giving an unconvincing smile. "Okay, if you say so," she said, shrugging. Continued to right into her doctrine. "Oh, before I forget, Spike, could you run down to the basement and grab the book on alteration? She asked abruptly. "Yeah, sure, Twilight." He obliged and made his way towards the basement. Spike opened the door to the basement and took the steps down to find the book he had been looking for. He looked around the basement. This was after all where Twilight had her hardcore study session and made her various potions and elixirs. The basement itself was accompanied by a desk with several papers and notes along with ingredients. Just some sort of remedy. He turned his attention to the tall bookshelf and looked for the book on alteration. He gazed up high and saw that it was his lucky day. Top shelf. Spike groaned as he had to give effort to climb this morning to climb this mountain of a bookshelf. He lazily climbed the bookshelf, trying to use the shelves themselves as a ladder. As he climbed up as far as he could go before the bookshelf began tilting down. Ah! Spike yelled as the bookshelf slowly tipped over and came crashing down with a slam. Spike! Are you okay down there? Twilight called from the living room. Yes, everything's fine, he replied as he scrambled his way up from underneath the bookshelf. Okay, Spike, just don't hurt yourself. Oh, great now. I have to clean this up. Spike sighed, looking at the mess that he left. He began his efforts to rid the basement of his chaos, picking it up book by book, stacking them alphabetically until something stopped him. Huh? What's this? Spike picked up a pink book that read Sex Tips for Stallions and Mares in bright yellow text. How many sex books Twilight has in her library anyway? And why does Spike keep finding them? I'm just gonna say it as, you know what, I'm not questioning the logic of candy-colored ponies, so screw it. Spike stopped himself to think of what and why did Twilight Sparkle, the town egghead, and a book on how to please a stallion. I don't know, maybe she has a crush on a stallion, I don't know. Spike couldn't help but chuckle out loud as he opened the book. The book was mostly new to Spike except for the whole stallion mare wrestling thing, but the book went into explicit detail. He spent at least 15 minutes on an interesting chapter on oral sex. Spike couldn't believe what he read. He could have sworn that this book was a lie as he read about mares putting their whole mouth into stallion parts and stallions eating mare parts. He continued to read all the stories and great experiences other ponies had in the book, and eventually read the details on how to do it so properly. It wasn't until 10 minutes after he heard her call his name. Spike! Twilight proclaimed, drawing near. Oh no! Spike dropped the book and turned his attention towards Twilight. Oh, hey Twilight, he said with a fake smile. What happened? Twilight asked, looking at the destruction of her bookshelf. Oh, that was an accident, Spike explained. Twilight magically picked up the bookshelf and the books, and with a sudden shine of white, the bookshelf was repaired along with the books all organized. If something is wrong, Spike, just tell me next time, Twilight said firmly, levitating the alteration book behind her as she ascended up the stairs. Sorry, Spike said dumbly as he followed Twilight upstairs. It's okay, Spike. I just don't want you to get hurt, she said, approaching her desk once again. Ugh. Spike, can you run down and fetch a bag of quills and parchment? Twilight asked abruptly, turning to her assistant. No problem, Spike agreed as he briefly opened the door and made his way downtown. Stop! What are you doing, Sweetie Belle? The older unicorn shouted. Hey sis, I just wanted to help you by organizing your stuff for you, Sweetie Belle chirped to her sister. Rarity looked around the room horrified to what her sibling had done. She tried her hardest not to scold Sweetie so harshly. After all, her heart had been in the right place. Sweetie Belle, what are you doing here? Rarity asked as she investigated the unfamiliar boutique. Mom and Dad are on vacation, so they sent me here to stay for the summer. Sweetie Belle beamed, eager for her long stay. Oh no, not again. Rarity was ashamed that she thought so poorly of her younger sibling. She was rather disappointed at the last time Sweetie Belle tried to help her around the shop. She shuddered to the thought of her boutique after the Cutie Mark Crusader dressmakers had trashed her workshop. Nonetheless, there was still an anxious Sweetie Belle waiting for her approval of this organized boutique. Isn't it much nicer now? She broke her train of thought, smiling merrily at her. I saw that your boutique was so messy. I had to like a good sister and clean it up for you. Sweet Belle said, looking for older siblings' validation. No, Sweetie Belle. It wasn't messy. It was an organized mess, Rarity explained as she searched through the drawers looking for Fabric's new location. Sorry, sis. I just wanted to help out, Sweetie said, hanging her head. Rarity stood there as she watched Sweetie Belle trot away as sudden guilt hit her stomach. I'm sorry, Sweetie Belle. It's just that I have a big ensemble to work on for Sapphire Shores, and I've been awfully busy. Rarity shuffled her hips. I guess I'm just a bit worried. It's okay. I understand, Sweetie said, once again trotting off. Wait! She stopped her sister routine round. Well, I do suppose if you really want to help me, Rarity put her. You can go into town and pick up some new fabrics, Rarity proposed kindly. Sure thing, big sis, Sweetie Belle exclaimed as she ran out the boutique excitedly. Oh, sweetie, Rarity thought to herself as she witnessed her sibling run out in joy. I hope they never grow up. Yet to a lot of people, we hope that she never grows up either. It was a rather quiet day in Ponyville and relaxing as well. Just another beautiful summer day. Spike thought admiring the equestrian sun, observing its rays of light illuminating everything around him in beautiful, bright, glowing colors that seemed almost a perfect match with a gentle breeze that embraced his scales. Ow! Spike heard as he unexpectedly fell to the floor. Sorry I didn't see you there, he apologized, his gaze fixated. Oh, it's okay, I didn't see you either, he heard in a familiar voice. Spike looked up to see one of Apple Bloom's friends, Sweetie Belle. Oh, hey, Sweetie Belle, Spike greeted. Hi there, Spike. Where are you going? She queried. I'm just doing a couple of errands for Twilight. I've got to pick up some clothes and parchment for her. How about you? He answered as he ducked off to scales. Oh, well, I'm on my way to get some more fabrics for Rarity, Sweetie Belle responded. Do you mind if I tag along? Not at all, he answered as he began to walk towards the town plaza. They were heading towards the same store, so he figured he wouldn't mind the company. Sweetie Belle was quite the chatterbox. She was yapping at him, who was paying no attention, but that didn't seem to bother her, as she skipped merrily in front of him, singing and humming with glee. As the two walked with each other, Spike began to feel the strange feeling again. He noticed Sweetie Belle's young curves and natural beauty. He subconsciously began to stare at her long curly mane and her attractive jade eyes. He found his eyes slowly examining her plush brown flank and well-kept coat. Spike stopped himself, noticing that the strange feeling was beginning to overpower him and openly staring at Sweetie. Very weirdly, he might add. Spike, are you okay? Sweetie Belle asked, now in full attention of his trance. Oh, sorry, I was, thinking. Spike shuffled about before he noticed that they had arrived. They both made their way inside towards the store as they greeted the shop owner. He went about picking up scrolls while Sweetie made her way to grab some fabrics. He grabbed his supplies and was turning an aisle, but without noticed Sweetie Belle. Fortunately for Spike, the fabrics were on the bottom shelf of the aisles, and he had a clear view of Sweetie Belle's slender rump. The filly was too busy reaching towards the fabrics to notice Spike's growing hot, as the unsuspecting mare was being scoped. He immediately redirected his vision as she got up, noticing Spike's stare. Something wrong, Spike? Sweetie asked innocently as she caught his gaze. No, nothing wrong here. Nothing at all. Spike stammered with a plastered smile as he tried to hide his unusual emotions. They both made their way towards the counter, paid their bits, and left. Spike was about to say his goodbyes and return to Twilight, but before he could say anything, Sweetie Belle spoke. Spike, do you mind if you'd come with me to help Rarity today? She's feeling sort of tired lately, and I'm sure she could use the help. She asked genuinely. I don't know. Twilight doesn't like me leaving without permission, Spike said. Oh, come on, Spike. Can't you go just this one time? She asked again, this time with her eyes. I guess I can make an exception. It is rarity, after all. Yeah, we know how Spike is with rarity. Spike agreed as they began to their way towards the boutique. Thanks, Spike. I'm sure she'll appreciate the help, she assured, eager to make her sister proud. Spike smiled, and they both walked to the workshop. Spike was never one for talking. In fact, he was beginning to grow tired of their conversations and soon grew deaf of Sweetie. He was sure that she had asked him several questions before they arrived, but simply answered with "uh-huh" or "yeah." Spike currently had his attention to the outdoors, appreciating the evening's generous weather. Here we are, she announced as they approached the boutique, grabbing back Spike's attention. She opened the door with the familiar Carousel Boutique, which was obviously empty, being that the lights had been shut off and there was no pony in sight. Hey, where's Rarity? Spike asked, entering the... Look at this, Sweetie said aloud as she examined the room and picked up a note. It's from Rarity. Sweetie Belle continued to read the note to herself. Dear Sweetie Belle, I'm terribly sorry that I had to leave so abruptly, but Fluttershy came by and suggested that we go to the spa. So I'm taking a short break from my ensemble. Please leave the fabrics on my desk. I shouldn't be gone for too long. And please, don't touch anything. Rarity. Is she gone? Spike asked, putting the clothes and parchment down on the table. Yeah, it says here that she went with Fluttershy. Sweetie confirmed as she put the note back down on the table. Oh, well then. Spike shuffled about, feeling a bit awkward, being alone with the cute filly. Sweetie Belle noticed the dragon's uncomfortable behavior. What's wrong, Spike? Sweetie asked, sitting down, motioning him to do so alone. You've been acting like this all day. Well, Spike hesitated. He didn't know how she would feel about telling her about his weird behaviors or his discovery of this new sex thing that only adults can do. Okay, but don't tell any pony, Spike said, sitting down to begin his tale about his encounters. 1 month later. And that's kind of why I was acting weird today. He finished as Sweetie Belle sat there, baffled. Wait, so you and Apple Bloom did this wrestling thing? She asked curiously. Yeah. And is that all true? She asked. Spike nodded his head. Sweetie sat there feeling strange. She heard Spike mention that you can only have sex with a special mare, and this had her feeling strange. She couldn't help but feel angry at Apple Bloom that she got to experience this sex thing with Spike, and that she was left out. Her cheeks grew hot as she realized that she was jealous. Apple Bloom got some, Sweetie is jealous. She felt her heart rise as she spoke. So you can only have sex with the filly that's special towards you? Sweetie asked. Yeah, or that's at least what I read. And I'm not that special? Sweetie said, cross. No, it's not like that. It's just that. That's okay. I understand. She interrupted, turning her head away from Spike. Apple Bloom's more special than me. Sweetie Belle, listen. Spike began as she looked back at him with large gleaming eyes. I don't think you're special. You're smart, you're pretty, and you sing really well. He complimented as Sweetie blushed a notable rose on her furry white complexion. You really think so? I know so, Spike assured as they embraced. Spike too grew hot, and now similar emotions were returning to his lower regions. Spike? Sweetie interrupted their brief moment. Yes? Can you show me? Sweetie asked hesitantly. Show you what? Spike asked him. You know, that sex thing. She restated, her face now completely red. Oh, are you sure? Spike asked. Does it feel good, like the book says? She asked curiously. Spike simply nodded his head. Okay then, yeah. Sweetie accepted as Spike began to think. Maybe I could try one of those oral things that they did on that book. Yay, it's falling around all over again, but it's with a dragon. Spike's memory was already hard, as he instructed Sweetie Belle to lie on her back. She agreed as she laid herself down on the couch, exposing her more secluded areas to him. Spike looked down at her soft white love and grew hotter as he continued on. Okay, now don't be afraid. This should feel great. He stood up from beside her and knelt down, slowly bringing his snout closer to her haunches. He carefully kissed Sweetie Belle's lips, emitting a short moan from the filly. This began to arouse him as he began to slowly work his tongue up and down the folds of her hot, soft mare head. Sweetie Belle was feeling things that she had never imagined she could feel. She could believe that it was going to feel this good, having Spike's long, slimy tongue envelop her filly petals. It was also strange, and to top it off, she was now surprised to feel herself leaking strange juices as her moans and pants became louder. At the part on this paragraph, Sweetie Belle was feeling things that she had never imagined she could feel. It kind of reminded me of Spank Through by Nirvana. I don't know why. But yeah, you should listen to Spank Through. It's an awesome song. Hell, I'm just gonna put a link on it. It's that good. Faster, Spike, Sweetie Belle said as she squealed into the nearby pillow. Spike was now letting his slim, long tongue slither about deep into the walls of Sweetie Belle. She took the next step from the book and began nibbling on her little clit. Right there, Spike! She shrieked, oblivious to who heard or who saw. She began rhythmically grinding her hips to Spike's muzzle. Spike repeated his actions, putting Sweetie Belle in bliss as she neared her climax. Spike began eating her out faster now, putting his whole face into it, making sure that his tongue was gliding in deep, long strokes, enveloping the insides of her as he serviced her properly. Ooh! Sweetie Belle unexpectedly cried as she coated Spike with her mare juices as she came on the sofa. Sweetie Belle felt her inner walls tighten and spew her juices outward in a pleasurable climax. Spike wiped the juices from his snout and he got up on his feet. Sweetie Belle lay there panting, with a devious smile on her face as she was eager to continue on with Spike's new concept. Spike then sat on the couch as he motioned Sweetie to get on her knees this time. Wait a minute. How can she get onto her knees? I mean, her hind legs. I mean, have you seen like ponies' hind legs? Their knees juts out from the back, from the back parts. I don't know. I'm just being douchey nitpick here. Now it's my turn, Spike said as he revealed his large member to her. Do I just lick it? Sweetie Belle asked, obviously confused. Spike shrugged and let Sweetie Belle give a go at it. He suddenly shuddered as the little filly pecked the tip of his erection with her soft lips. Like this? Sweetie Belle said as she continued to peck on Spike's cock. Yeah, keep going, Spike said as he felt a surge of pleasure jolt from his shaft. Sweetie Belle continued to peck and lick the tip of Spike's length slowly, causing him to moan audibly. Sweetie soon felt herself quickening her pace, just like Spike did to her, and began to wrap her lips to the tip of his length, sloppily lowering her head down onto his shaft and towards his balls as she continued bobbing her head up and down again. Spike couldn't control himself. Feeling the warm mare's wet mouth was too much, and he was now rocking his hips to her motions, implying her to go faster. Sweetie Belle caught on and began to twirl her tongue on Spike's tip whilst jerking her head faster, matching Spike's thrust as she fully deep-throated his full dragonhood. Yeehaw! Hold on. Spike couldn't hold it off anymore and started to violently rock his hips inside Sweetie Belle's mouth, face fucking her faster as he approached his climax. As he continued to rapidly thrust into her mouth, he felt a surge of pleasure shoot through his penis, and as he came inside the mare's mouth, pumping his seed and coating her mouth in the hot, sticky substance. Sweetie Belle involuntarily swallowed Spike's load as he fell back to the couch, panting in exhaustion. Wow, Spike, that was great! Sweetie exclaimed. That's only the half of it, Spike said with a cheeky smile as Sweetie gave him a confused look. Spike then shifted Sweetie onto the couch and laid her down on her back as he stood up to mount her. Sweetie laid there, baffled with her belly up and haunches spread, revealing her already soaked haunches. What are you doing? Sweetie asked, puzzled at Spike's odd motions. Are you putting it in? Spike smiled. Don't worry, Sweetie Belle. It'll be alright. Well, it hurt? Sweetie asked tentatively. Maybe just a little. Okay then, be gentle. Spike slowly began to enter her delicate flower as his sensitive tip parted Sweetie Belle's lips, emitting a gasp from Sweetie as his shaft glided through her hot, wet kitty cat. Yes, I'm going to say kitty cat. Spike slowly began swaying his hips softly as he gently screwed Sweetie Belle, making sure not to hurt the fragile filly. Sweetie Belle gave a long moan as she felt Spike's long, hard chicken fill her insides with a strange pleasure. It felt amazing having her inner walls being filled with this scaly long chicken. Scaly chicken. Sweetie Belle's erotic thoughts were stopped as she noticed another strange liquid leaking down from her mare head. Spike, I'm bleeding! She yelled, looking up. It'll be fine, he explained. Great, another wall of text. Spike decided it was time to go faster as he began to increase his pace, slamming into the filly's cheeks with a wet smack as he ran Sweetie Belle balls deep. Sweetie was pushed over her limit, crying loudly as she was put in a state of pure bliss, matching Spike's pelvic efforts and grinding him with the hips, giving him an intimate smile. Spike knew the look on her face. He'd seen it before with other mares and was looking at a similar one. She wanted something. Whether it was Twilight asking for a favor or Rarity's best puppy dog face, Sweetie Belle had the same expression and silently wanted him to screw her faster. Spike started his up-tempo thrust as he grabbed the filly's hips and began to pierce through Sweetie Belle, smacking her rump and thrashing her vigorously. Crap. Hold on a second. Hello? Hey, Dad. I'm good. Nothing much. I'm just talking to you. Yeah, sorry about that. My phone was ringing. My dad was on the phone. Yeah, tomorrow is going to be the 1 year anniversary that he left, and he left to go back to Salt Lake. And, I don't wanna trouble you with my problems. It's been a year. I mean, I've been calling him a lot. I mean, I call him like almost every day. I guess in the words of Jim Morrison or whoever the hell said this, a long strange trip has been. Alright, I'm gonna continue on with the story. Sweetie Belle filled the room with moans and screams of sensual pleasure as he let the dragon take control of her, enjoying the hard fucking she was receiving. Sweetie Belle felt her insides rise in an exciting way. Faster and faster, her hot insides were rising until finally, "Ah, Spike!" Sweetie screamed as she climaxed on her sister's couch. Sweetie felt a great rush of satisfying pleasure burst through her as she squirted her mare juices onto Spike's groin. Spike relentlessly screwed Sweetie Belle, making no chance in his fast-paced running until he reached the climax of his own. Spike for the second time felt an amazing orgasm as he pumped his feet deep into Sweetie Belle's snatch, enjoying her walls tying around his shaft as he stuck his chicken deep inside her. Spike pulled away from her as he lost his balance and fell on top of her. Both were panting and beads of sweat trickled down one another. As Spike looked onto her radiant emerald eyes, unable to control his emotions, Spike gently kissed her on top of the lips. Sweetie Belle blushed as she returned Spike's affections, and she gave a warm, soft peck as they embraced. Suddenly, they both turned their attention as they heard her trotting approaching the door. "Oh no, it's Rarity! Quick, hide!" Spike's eyes searched for somewhere to hide and quickly ran inside the bathroom before Rarity came in. Spike closed the doors behind him and looked at his still wrecked member. "Oh, better clean up," he thought, grabbing the paper towels under the sink cupboard. He wiped himself clean and heard the door open outside. "Hello, Sweetie Belle. Sorry to leave you alone, but..." "Sweetie Belle, why are you so sweaty?" Rarity noticed. "Oh, I was just, ran here," Sweetie said, stumbling her words. "Oh, what, did you get the fabrics, dear?" "Yep, they're up there in your room." Then I better get to work. "Thank you so much for the favor, Sweetie." Sweetie smiled as she successfully monitored her sister walk up to her room as she retrieved Spike from the bathroom. Sweetie Belle ran towards the bathroom, opening the door. "Go, Spike, get out of here," Sweetie Belle commanded. Spike quickly ran out, grabbing the clothes and parchment and running out the boutique as silently as he could. Sweetie Belle, who are you yelling at?" Rarity asked for her. "No, I stubbed my hoof," Sweetie answered, carrying her voice to make sure her sister had heard her. "Okay, darling, be careful," Rarity babied as she came down to work on her project once more, levitating fabrics on the way. Sweetie sighed and sat down on the couch. "I'm a mess," she thought to herself as she went upstairs to clean up. Spike turned the final corner, slowed his pace and caught his breath. He was far from the boutique and walked his way back to the library. Spike walked the empty streets of Ponyville, watching every pony close their shops, returning towards their homes to go to bed. It was beginning to get dark out as Celestia lowered the sun, ready for Luna to raise her moon, for the ponies to sleep. From a distance, Spike could see that the library lights were still on. Oh boy, he thought as he came closer to his home, approaching the inevitable scolding he was about to receive. He opened the door to see Twilight sitting patiently watching as her dragon sister came home late. "Spike, where are you? Where were you?" she asked, putting her book down and giving Spike an admonishing glare. Sorry, Twilight. I went to the store to get your supplies, but then I ran into Sweetie Belle and she asked me to help Rarity and... Spike, it's okay to go help Rarity and all, but you have to tell me where you were. I was worried sick, Twilight said. I know, Twilight. I'm sorry. Spike apologized as he made his way slowly upstairs. She sighed. It's okay, Spike. Are you going to bed? Yeah, I'm pretty tired, Spike yawned, as if on cue. He said his goodnight and made his way upstairs to his room. Spike jumped onto the bed and tucked himself into his comfy cotton blankie. He laid there and thinking of today and how Sweetie Belle actually wanted him to have sex. But there was something that he couldn't put his claw on, and he began to wonder why. Why did Sweetie care so much that I had sex with Apple Bloom? Spike pondered. Was she jealous? He thought, giggling at the thought. Of course. Yeah, she was jealous. Yeah, she was jealous at the fact that there were so many Apple Bloom Spike shipping fics, and that there's not enough Sweetie Belle Spike shipping fics. I don't know why people think Apple Bloom and Spike go together pretty well, but who knows. Satisfied, he then turned to his usual sleeping position, closing his eyes, letting the warmth creep on him and lure him into a deep slumber. And with a content smile on his face, he fell asleep. This comment. Look, you should listen to this. I looked at this comment. It's made by God's Jesus Holy Billy. It's actually kind of like to the tune of the Bed and Shooter song. I'm gonna say this. He's climbing up your window, snatching your ponies up, trying to fuck him, so I need you to hide your foals, hide your mare. Oh, that's funny. Well, I do get the feeling that Sweetie Belle, I guess, is in love with Spike, I guess, so. And now that that's out of the way, now here comes chapter 3, hopefully, and it'll be about Scootaloo. And as I said before, the story is incomplete. Like, I know that by his, hold on. I need to upload his Desolated Brony's homepage. And it says right here, like on his updates, it says, "Hello readers and followers, just a quick update. I know I don't write that much and I do take my time on a lot of fics, but I just gotta say that I'll be taking a break. I have too many things to do and I can't really sit down on my computer at the moment. So instead, I'll be very, very slowly editing all my chapters. The grammar have been off for far too long, and I wanted to make my old stuff more readable. I will also be changing and adding minor scenes, etc. to all my fics. I do have an editor and will be sending him some redone stuff. In this order for Spike's Curiosity, all 3 chapters, since those are the ones with the most problems." Well, yeah, that's true. Yeah, he has like a lot of like a lot of problems with that. I mean, there is a lot of problems with that story, but it's actually a pretty good read. You know, The Prince, chapters 1 and 2, and Curing the Feather Flu. I also like to say that the last chapter to Spike's Curiosity should be done, and will probably write The Prince farther down the road. You can thank my editor for the good work he's putting into the editing. That would be all, and Brony on. I wonder what's going to be the last chapter of Spike's Curiosity. Whether, I don't know, maybe it'll involve all of the Cutie Mark Crusaders, or maybe he'll get in a threesome with Diamond Tiara or Silver Spoon, or maybe go out with Dinky. I don't know, but but I'm thinking that the orgy with the Kingdom Hearts Crusaders is the more right one. So, well, I don't know. I don't know if I'll be like reading the new and improved Spike's Curiosity, but who knows? Who knows what time will tell. So, and Desolated Brony, keep doing what you're doing, and just can't wait for the last chapter of Spike's Curiosity. It's been a really good read. Alrighty then, so I guess I'll be signing off. So in the words of my friend Aaron Conklin, keep on and brony on.